Welcome to So You Want to Make a GIF tutorial with Heidi Hansen. Today we're going to be hitting the part 5. It's a more complicated tutorial for intermediate users. We're going to make a GIF using software that we already have on our devices. Why am I doing it this way? I just think it's important to show you that you can do things, you can do complicated things using the stuff that's free, stuff that you already have, stuff you don't need to worry about downloading apps or adding extensions, things that you don't know where they come from. And in most cases, you have powerful tools that were included out of the box when you bought your phone or your tablet or your desktop computer. I am using a Mac today, so I will be showing it in two ways. I'll be using it on my Mac desktop, and I will be repeating the exact same tutorial over on my iPhone 10, 10s, XS. I'm not sure what they call it, but that is what I will be using. If you are on an Android or Windows side, you have similar tools. You have something that you have a place where you store your photos. So if that's your camera library, something like that, and you have an app that you use already that you use to edit, or to color correct, I should say, your photos and videos. And then you also have some sort of video or movie editor that's baked in in your device. So on a Windows, that would be something called Video Editor. That's something that you could use to make movies. And I should mention, the Windows 10 also has something called Game Bar. And Game Bar is something that allows you to take screen captures, screen caps, and or video of your screen. I guess it was developed for Xbox users, so they could record something that was happening on their screen. So go ahead and use that. Try that. But anyway, let's get started. So you've made your clip already, hopefully successfully through the method that I talked about earlier. And again, if you weren't able to make a clip, try on Windows, Game Bar. There are browser extensions that you can add. There are apps and software that you can download. A simple Google search will allow you to find these things. I'm just talking about the ones today that, or I'm going to assume that you've already done so and you have your clip. Your clip might be saved as some sort of movie file or an MP4, for example, some sort of video file. So the first step we're going to do, if it's not already located there, we are going to move this clip into your camera app or into your photo app. So on a Mac, I just launch the photo app. I'm going to click on the left-hand side. I'm going to find imports, and I'm going to drag the clip that I've made into imports. I already did it. Haha. We're just going to import it anyway. So now I go back to my library, and I will see my luscious clip. And now I want to, if I'm happy with it, great. If I would like to edit it, i.e. color edit it, now is my chance. So in the upper right hand corner of your camera or of your photo app, you'll see this edit button. You click that, and you will now see all these scary options to adjust the color. By playing with these sliders, you can make minor adjustments. Just slide away. And if you're unhappy with what you've done, you just click kind of this go back. and it undoes what it is that you have just done. So I'm going to do this. I might play with the brightness, highlights. Maybe I want to play with the saturation a little bit. Let's say I liked everything up to here. I don't like that. I just want to go back one step. Again, I just click this little go back, and it just undoes up to that point just that little most recent step. If I want to go all the way back and undo everything that I've done, up here on the left hand side you will see revert to original. There are filters on your phone app, and you can add those if you want to. For example, you can always make a black and white or a sepia tone clip. Those are always super fun. And you can always crop the shape of your clip. Every clip that I've done has been, for the most part, landscape. And why do I do that? Well, it's because the medium is landscape. Television, as it is today, is on a screen that is wider than it is tall. Same with movies. So I am sticking to that format. Some people like to make them fit whatever social media app they're on. So they might make square GIFs for maybe Instagram. But Instagram can also upload landscape photos now. That's just for me. It's a personal preference. But play around with that if you like. I will always do more of the traditional shape, I guess. So again, we're going to go in, we're going to play with these levels, we're going to change our clip. And let's say I've been playing around with all these little things and I love the way it looks. I'm super happy with it. Like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to hit done. And then I can press play and I can see my clip. Even if at this point I have remorse and I am upset and I like, oh, I hate it, I go back into my library and I go to select it and I really dislike it. Don't panic. You can always hit edit, revert to original. And it will strip everything that you have done to this clip. You also can trim the length of your clip here by selecting this bar across the bottom. You can shorten it if you haven't already trimmed your clip. So that's another area where you can do it. What is this white box? This white box makes a poster frame. What is the poster frame? The poster frame is, let me select one. It's a spot where when you open your camera app and you see all your choices in your gallery, it's whatever that image is frozen on. So maybe I want her looking here at me. I'm going to make this my poster frame. So now I hit done. Every time I go to my library and I search, that is the poster frame. The action is stopped here, whereas before it was originally here. So that's all that does. And that really is it. That's pretty easy. And now your clip is free for you to upload to your GIF library as is. If you like this clip the way it is, and I showed you in the previous tutorial that you can just upload a video file and then just start doing things there. But this is just showing you that you can do some color correcting and not have to know Photoshop or some other video editing tool that maybe you don't want to pay for, or maybe it's just one more app you don't want to download to your device. You got one right here. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my new clip that I've just created that I like back to my desktop. And remember, at any point, I can go back in, revert it, and start afresh, which is also why I like to keep my original document here, just in case, for whatever reason, something got screwed up. So I have my original file, and now I have my new file. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to open my video editing tool, which on a Mac is called iMovie. And I'm going to select it. And again, why do I want to use a video editor tool? Well, it allows me, unlike a free app that makes GIFs, it will allow me to flow in text at a timed section. On the free app, it just does it, and I don't get to choose when the words come in. It just does it. If you pay more on an app, then maybe you'll have more options to say when the type comes in. But if we make a video, we can choose our time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new movie. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on this plus symbol, and I'm going to click movie. And now in this bottom section is where I'm going to drag my clip into that section. So I'm just going to drag it in and let go. Then I can hit play. Now to scrub back and forth, I just select with my cursor here, this little triangle up here, and just pull it to where I want to start watching. Again, I can start at the beginning, hit play. Now the next thing I want to think about is what it is that the character is saying, and maybe plan out, do I want to use words? Do I want to come up with my own words? Do I want to highlight an action? What is it that's important to me? In this scene, Waverly says, well, and then she pauses, and then she says, someone's been doing yoga. So those are two separate word groupings that I'm going to want to have float into my frame. So to achieve this, I am going to have to break my clip into sections. Because she says two different line deliveries, that's why I would have two separate sections. In this particular case, she has a pause right before she says well. She doesn't have dialogue right away. So actually I'm going to make three splices of my clip. So I'm going to scrub through to the point where I think she pauses before she says well. She takes a breath. Now she says well. So right before she says well, I'm going to pause. I'm going to click in my video bar here. And now I'm going to right click with my mouse, and then I'm going to see all these new neat little features. I can split my clip. That's what I'm going to do. Before I do that, split the clip. So now she breathes, then she says well. So I'm going to hit play again and watch it again. If I am unhappy with where my split clip is, I can just undo, which on a Mac is Command Z, and it undoes. Or you can go up at the top and go under File, and you know how to do that. or edit, I should say. So again, I go here, I scrub to where I want to split my clip, which I'm going to now do here. I'm going to right click, or I'm going to go up to edit. Split clip, press play. So now I'm going to do another splice where the someone's been doing yoga is. Which is right about here. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to split clip. So now I have my 3 sections. So how do I add my text? First, I'm going to go in the section that I want to add text, which is, this is the well section. I'm going to click anywhere in this section. I'm going to go up to the top here where it says titles, and I'm going to see a wealth of choices. Find one you like. You can kind of hover over it, see things you like, change it. When you find one that you think works for you, which for me, I like, for the sake of this tutorial, I will go with standard. I'm going to take it and drag it and just place it in my little section. Ignore the fact that it goes over like this. So I'm going to, all you need to do to add your text is to click in any of these little boxes and start typing. And delete what you don't want. Double click, delete. I can go up here and play with the alignment of the text. I can also adjust the size of it. That's too big. Or type in a size that you would rather use. Again, your alignment, and then you can play with the fonts choices if you like. You can make it bold, italicize. You can give the text an outline. There's a ton of different choices. And then to undo all those fun choices, you just click on them again, and it undoes those choices. You can play with the color, and you do that by clicking in this box here. It gives you this color wheel where you can select the color of the words if you choose. You have this bar that can change even within there. And once you have the color that you're happy with, just go back here, and now we're going to hit play, and we're going to see something. So there's our well. If at any point we dislike this, we just click on this yellow, or we select this wording, we right click, and we hit delete. Or you can go up here and edit, and delete. And you can start all over. Can delete what I don't want. Change the size. change the alignment. And now this is the important part. Why does it go so long? Well, I can trim how long I want my words to be. I select it and I find the right hand side, and just like in my clip, I can adjust and say when I want my will to disappear. And I'm going to say I want it to be done by the time this clip ends, or this section of my clip ends. So I'll go back to my beginning. I will hit play. Now, one of the things that the desktop version of this doesn't allow you to do, it does not allow you to move the words in space. It's kind of stuck there. But on the phone app, you can move them. There's other tips and tricks on how to move the spacing of it, but that will be for a different tutorial if you are interested. But this is just still the basic part of this. So now we want to focus on the second part of what she says. Someone's been doing yoga. I really like this font choice. I like what it's doing, so I'm going to select it. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to place it again at the back part, because this is where she's saying someone's been doing yoga. And I'm going to maybe try this. Someone's been doing yoga. So I can click back here. I forgot to get rid of this. I want this to be left adjust, left adjust. I'm going to trim this so it fits within our clip. And then I'm going to hit play. Now I'm not happy with the size, so I'm going to play with the size. This is too big, so I might shrink it. Maybe I want it 50, 40. This is too big, so I might make, what did I do? Let's see. I'm gonna make this, let's make it 120. Too big still. Just play around with it. So now you have timed words. That's pretty exciting. What do you do now that you have your GIF saved? Or, excuse me, your movie, you're going to want to turn it into a GIF. And what we do to do that is we first have to save it. Oops. So we go up here at the top, left-hand side, and we go to File, we go to Share, and we select File. And now we're going to give it a name. And we're going to hit Next. And we're going to just leave all this fun stuff alone. And we're just going to save it to wherever we want to save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And just let your machine work. It will take some time. The progress bar is here. It's a pie, so that it will show you how long it is to work, but at the end you'll have your MP4. So now I have a new clip, my edited video clip of words coming in, timed words. So now I want to turn it into a GIF. The easiest way to do that is using the tool that I showed you yesterday, or in the previous tutorial, which is your Giphy account, because you can create a GIF, turn any file into a GIF file. So how do you do that? So we're going to click Upload. We're going to open Giphy. We're going to click Upload. And we're going to drag our new clip into this section, making sure that the file convention matches any of these things. I'm going to drag it into here. I'm really happy with it. I'm going to hit Continue to Upload. I'm going to add tags if I want. And then I'm going to hit Upload to Giphy. And what it's doing, it is changing the file into a GIF, which is now searchable for you in your GIF library. You can share it, you can download it, save it in all the normal places, you can favorite, you can tell your friends that you made it, but this is just one way to do so using these two tools. If you had your GIF file, your movie, and it was just your photoshopped, or not photoshopped, your color edited clip, you could also upload that only. Upload it. And now you have a wordless GIF file, which is perfectly fine. But what's exciting is you can now choose that file and create something. So for example, we want to create, so we're going to bring in our file, our color corrected file, and again, we can start all over and use the Giphy tools if we choose to. But I want to show you what it looks like, what Giphy will do. You just don't have the ability to do timed messages. You can still play around with the size and shape of the words, but you can't time it in. And for me, that is the most interesting part about a GIF, is when the words are timed and do a thing. But this is I'm just showing you two different ways that you can do that using a clip that you have already photoshopped, or that you have color corrected, that you can use these tools in tandem. And have just different experiences with them. So if you were to use a different app or a different GIF maker that you want to use, always remember you can color correct your file first using your camera app that you already have on your phone. So these are 3 things that I've shown you how to do here using my desktop computer. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to do the exact same thing using a mobile device. Okay, now we are going to do the exact same thing that we did in the desktop tutorial, and we're just going to do the same on my iPhone, which is a 10S or an XS, however it's pronounced. We're going to be using my photo app that's already on my phone, and also a movie app called iMovie. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch my photo app, which is this icon. I'm going to find a clip that I'd like to use. There it is. And now I want to color correct it because I think maybe it's too dark. So at the very top right hand side where it says edit, I'm going to select that. And then it's going to pull up the same items that you see when you do color editing on a photo. I am going to, you can trim the length of the clip, which I don't want to do. I think it's okay as is. You can change the size of it. I don't want to do that. I think it's fine as is. I'm going to select the the item at the bottom where it looks like a dial here. And now swiping through these choices, I'm going to select a bubble and just start playing with these sliders. It's possible you've probably used them already before doing image correcting, color correcting on photos. So you're probably old hat at this. And when I get it how I want it, if I'm happy with it, I will hit done in the right, bottom right hand side here. And then it's saving my now edited clip. If at any point I'm unhappy with this, I would hit edit, and then at the very bottom you get this little red word here, revert, and it will undo all your changes and put it back to the state that it was before you made your color correction. But I don't want to do that. I'm really happy with it. It is. So now I want to open my movie app to create my GIF. Oop. So it looks like this icon here with the little star and the camera in it. And just like on the desktop app, to start a project, I'm going to select this little plus symbol. I'm going to now select movie. And now I'm going to scroll through and find the file that I'd like to use. Here's my now edited clip. I've selected it with my finger, so you see a little blue check mark next to it, and at the very bottom it says create movie. Here, I'm going to select that. And now it's going to pull in my movie. And with my finger touching this section here, I can scrub through my video. I can push, excuse me, push play and view my now edited clip. So just like before, I'm going to break this. I want to split this clip into 3 separate sections. One is the pause before she speaks her first line. The second section is where she says the word well. And the final section is where she says someone's been doing yoga. So using my finger, selecting this timeline here, I'm going to scrub through until I'm happy with where this line hits where she says well, or right before it. I'm happy with this. So now I'm going to touch it gently, and I will see some options that pop up across the bottom. We are going to select the scissor and just scissor one right in there. So I'm going to hit scissor, and then I'm going to select the word split with my finger, and now it broke my clip into 2 parts. And then I'm going to hit play to see if I'm happy with where that first cut, that first splice of my video file has happened. It's fine. If I was unhappy with it, I would just select this undo button, and then it removes my splice, and I can try again. Maybe I want it here instead. So I select it, I scissor one in, I hit split, and now I've broken up my clip. So in the next section, I want to find the someone's been doing yoga. So I'm going to scrub through. Let's just say it's here. I'm going to touch it so it is highlighted in yellow. I'm going to scissor. I'm going to hit split. And now we're going to try it again. That seems fine. I'm happy with it. So the next part of this is we want to add some text. So let's start with well. So I'm going to find, of my 3 sections, the part where I want to add my first line of text, which is this middle part here, where she says well. So I'm going to select it with my finger. And now at the bottom, I'm going to see a letter T, and that is where I'm going to add my type. So I'm going to touch the T with my finger, and I'm going to see text options, text and font typeface choices, and they each come with a little bit of sneaky little animation. Using my finger, I'm going to scroll through them so I can see what they all do and what they look like. And it's kind of fun. And when I find one that I like, I'll select it with my finger. And now you see nothing's happened. So why can't I see my words or my template space? Well, I have to scrub back in time to my little yellow area, to my selected spot, until the text appears. So now I touch anywhere with my hand or with my finger on any of these 3 lines, and I will be able to edit that text. So I'm going to start at the very top, the top line. I'm going to touch it with my finger. I'm going to hit edit, and then using my backspace, I'm going to remove it and then hit done. I'm going to scrub back in time. I'm going to select the very bottom line with my finger. I'm going to hit edit and backspace that out, and then hit done. Scrub back in time. select with my finger that text, hit edit, and now I'm going to type the word that I want to appear. And now I'm going to hit done. And now I'm going to scroll back in time and hit play just to see if I'm happy, because now we're going to see if my cut made sense. I think that was pretty good. Scroll back again, hit play. I'm super pleased with this. So I'm going to scroll back in time. And now we're going to move the word. This is where you have more flexibility than in the desktop app of iMovie. With my finger, I can select well and just drag it to anywhere that I want. I'm going to put it kind of here, kind of centered, and then with a two-finger zoom, like what you would use to pinch to zoom, to make something bigger or smaller, I am going to increase the size of my text, and then drag it to where I want it. So now let's hit play again. Scroll back in time, hit play. Fantastic. Now in the second section, we're going to do it again. I'm going to select the section. I'm going to make sure the T is selected. I'm going to slide through my font and typeface choices. I'm going to find the one that I like. Maybe it's different, maybe it's the same one I used before, and I'm going to select it. So in this case, I'm selecting standard again with my finger. And now I'm going to scrub through, find where the text pops up, and then I'm going to do exactly what I did before. Select these different lines. So in this case, the top one. Oops. Edit, backspace, delete it. Select the bottom one, edit, backspace it out. Select the middle one, edit. Someone, then. Now, unfortunately, you cannot add hard returns, which is something that you saw in the other tutorial as well, or in the other version of the desktop app. Here, it's the same. But on this app, they sort of automatically put a soft return if they think you need to. So that's kind of cool. So again, using my two-finger zoom, pinch to zoom, I'm going to shrink it, and then I'm going to move it to maybe a new spot. Maybe I want it here. Scrubbing. So now I'm going to rewind it. I'm going to hit play. And there it is. We have created timed text using our movie app. Now if I want to play around with the color of the text, again I can select the text, and at the bottom you'll see these choices. If I select the A with my finger, or these letters here, I can change my font and click the X to close the window. If I select the circle, I can select my color. Maybe I want it to be orange or brown. Ooh. Green, like lime green shorts. And because I don't like lime green shorts, I'm very unhappy with this. I dislike it. I want to undo it. I just select this, go back, and then my lettering is white again. If I were to select these three dots, I can remove uppercase, so now my lettering will be lowercase, and then I can remove the text shadow. So now you have your file. You want to save it. I'm going to hit done. I'm going to name it. I'm going to hit X and I'm going to title it Waverly GIF tutorial. And hit done. So once I have my movie named, I want to save it somewhere. So I'm going to click this button here, and then it's going to export it into my library. And then I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to get out of that. Now I'm going to launch Giphy. So I have launched my Giphy app on my device. And now I'm going to upload it to my site. So I'm going to click on Create New GIF. I'm going to search this, my library, which is stored here. Is it this one? And then I'm going to select this arrow. And I'm going to upload. Click upload. I'm going to enter tags if I want to. Yoda. Huh. I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to select upload. And there she is. So now I can save this new GIF to my camera roll, to live photos. I can send it out via apps, anything I want. And that is how you use Giphy along with iMovie on both your mobile device and your desktop to create a GIF where words are timed and they move in at a very specific spot that you have chosen, that you want to use. I hope this has been helpful in some way. Again, these are free options that come loaded onto your computer. Depending on the type of device that you use, they might be something slightly different, but being on the Mac side, these are the ones that are available to me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me, and you know how to do so. I hope to have this uploaded sooner than later, and then the final part of this presentation will be a Photoshop tutorial, and that is still to come, as I will re-record that and post it sometime in early August, if not before then. All right, cheers friends, hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.